Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and a couple weeks ago, EA sent out some surveys to a kind of a select number of people. We don't know who they are, but they were trying to get their opinion on a couple of ideas that they have for Battlefield 4, and this included some DLC title names that they're kind of bouncing around. This is also when we were introduced to the idea that DICE is thinking about Naval Combat, which I know a lot of you guys were excited about, but they also, just a couple of days ago, apparently released some new information that they're thinking about some dynamic map elements. This is all rumors at this point, but some examples that they give is to be able to take out a dam. You'd be able to flood part of the map so that no battle is the same or no match is the same. Another example they give is that if you run into a vehicle, I'm not exactly sure how this will work, but if you bump into a vehicle, the alarm will go off so that the enemy team will be notified basically of your presence if you're stupid enough to do that. And the last one they give, which I think is really cool, is that if you are in a building, you have the potential to take out the electricity, or maybe there's a power generator, you take that out and the building will be flooded in darkness, and so then you can maybe take advantage of your infrared night vision scope or something like that. And those concepts are really cool, and I know a lot of people were hoping that would have been the case for Battlefield 3, but now everyone is really hoping that is what DICE is going to do for Battlefield 4. And so I hope this isn't just speculation. I really do hope DICE is taking this into consideration for their upcoming maps, because I know a lot of people would be thrilled about that idea. But the one thing about these surveys, and something that kind of got me a little riled up, and pretty much what I wanted to talk about today, is that they are thinking about some names for their Naval DLC. They've got like Naval Combat, and why I'm a little kind of upset about this is because while I want Naval Combat, if it's done correctly, and DICE makes it a lot of fun, what I don't want them to do is to dedicate an entire DLC devoted to just Naval Combat. Like, they did this for Battlefield 3, and I know a lot of people didn't like it when they gave us like just the close quarter DLC or just these gigantic maps. Why does DICE and EA continue to think that it's a good idea to have these just really large constraints and restrictions on their expansion packs that only caters to a certain type of demographic and a certain type of play style? I would have assumed that they would have sold more copies if they went down the route of having maybe one small map, two medium-sized maps, and one large map per expansion pack, because then they hit all of their bases. They hit all the type of play styles that their Battlefield community could ever want, and I just think that would be a better way of approaching it, not only allowing them to sell more copies, but then also kind of being more of a fail-safe to make sure that that expansion pack isn't a flop, kind of like what the Armored Kill DLC turned into. And so I guess just kind of my worry is that if they did have a Naval Combat expansion pack, it might be fun for a couple of weeks. It'll all be about being a pirate and being on the high seas, but that novelty will wear off fairly quickly, and then everyone will go back to the core game looking for that Battlefield experience. And maybe I'm just blowing this way out of proportion, and DICE is taking this into consideration, and they learned from their Battlefield 3's experience, where maybe they will have one map that's small, that's on a beachfront property, that has nothing to do with Naval Combat, but it's still got that ocean theme. Maybe there'll be a medium-sized map that's at a warehouse, once again, by the ocean. But then the second medium-sized map will have more Naval Combat, and then the large map, if they are going to take my suggestion, would be a bunch of small islands, full-on Naval Combat, and then they could really sell that point for that one particular map. But then they cover all their bases, and I think if they did go down that route, that would not only make me satisfied, but I think that would just in general make the entire community more satisfied. So that's just kind of been something that I've been thinking about over the last couple of days that kind of just got me riled up. But I'd love to know your guys' opinion. Do you think I'm overreacting? Would you guys like to see a full-on Naval Combat expansion pack in Battlefield 4? Let me know down below in the comment section. But that is about it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and so until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.